Hello and welcome to Review the Light. Today we're taking a look at the Cycletorch Shark 500 bicycle flashlight. But really quick before we get into it, make sure you click this link right down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This round right up here to follow me on Facebook. That'll make sure you keep up to date with the latest reviews and videos. So the Cycletorch Shark 500 comes in this kind of nice blue box here, magnetic flap lid, which is kind of fun. You open that up. Inside you've got the manual and the flashlight, USB charging cord, the bike mount for the flashlight, and it also comes with a red rear light as well, which is nice. All of them in that kind of foam padding there. Really quick, I'll just start by showing this red rear light. It's got kind of a rubberized loop that you can use to attach it wherever you like on your bicycle, and it just would stay in place by the tension there. It unscrews right here to replace the battery. You can see it uses a couple of, looks like a 2032 batteries, the coin cell batteries. They're not super common, but you can get them at most grocery stores or drugstores or that sort of thing. The operation of this one is you just press the light itself and it'll turn on, and press it again, it'll go into the flashing mode one more time and it'll turn back off. So that's pretty simple. The bike mount here, the way this works is you unscrew this. Takes a few rotations. And that releases this part. You loop that around wherever on your bike you want to mount it, and you screw that back in until it's tight. You can see it's got this kind of little rubber thing here to help keep it from wiggling around, increase the traction. That's nice, and also help absorb a little bit of the shock. Up here, this is where the flashlight mounts, slips into that, kind of a quick release system. And then you can click it to turn different directions, so you can, mount this on your handlebars or wherever you like, and you can do something like that. You could have it, on a handlebar. You might have it on the part that goes from the handlebar to the bike itself, and wherever you like, you can mount that. And then you just kind of press this and slide it out, a quick release. So then you can, when you're parking your bike, take the flashlight off, or when you're going to want to charge the flashlight, you can take it off also. The USB cord included here. It's got a USB on one end, standard USB, and micro USB on the other. I'll take that out. So the USB just plugs into the rear here, and this is accessible while it's plugged in, while it's mounted on the bike, so you wouldn't even necessarily have to take it off your bike. If you've got a outlet nearby you can plug into, you just plug that into a USB adapter or a charging port on a computer. You can see there's a red light on right now to indicate that it's charging. That'll turn green when it's fully charged. So that's what that looks like. You can see the XML2 emitter here in the head. Sorry, my camera doesn't want to focus on it. And you can also see it's got in a small and textured reflector, so it's going to be pretty floody. You can also see the kind of shark-like mouth here, which is where I'm guessing they got the name for it. This kind of keeps too much light from going up or down, but kind of keeps the light just going in a certain direction, and also does let some come out the sides, so you got side visibility, which is nice. But that gives kind of a distinctive shape to the beam. I'll go ahead and unplug it here and show you the operation. So single click to the switch. You can see the switch turns blue when the flashlight's on. That'll turn red and flash at you if your battery starts to get low. So it automatically comes on in the high mode. To switch to the low mode, you just give it another click. And you might not be able to tell on the camera, but it dimmed a little bit there. Another click takes it to the low, so that cycle through high, medium, and low. And then another click is strobe. And clicking it repeatedly just goes high, medium, low, and strobe. And then to turn it off, you hold down on the switch for about a second, it'll turn off. So you'll be able to tell the difference between those modes and see the beam pattern a little bit better when we take it outside. That just brings us to stick around for a second, and we will take it outside and give it a shot in the dark. welcome back to Review the Light. I've got the Cycletorch Shark 500 mounted on my bike. You can see the in the front and also in the rear here. And I'm going to be trying something a little new. I'm doing this with my GoPro, and I know that the night vision on it isn't going to be as good as my regular camera, so it's going to be pretty grainy by the time I bump the brightness back up to match what I see with my eyes out here. So I apologize for that, and this is, I know this is going to look grainy even after I do my best editing it, but just bear with me. You should be able to get an idea of how it works at least a little bit. So we're going to take a ride and see how it does. Turn the light on here, and the tail light, take the headlamp off. Alright, so you can see there's the tail light, and there's the headlight. I apologize, I'm working without a vision of what the camera sees here, so I apologize if I end up looking someplace that's not very helpful, but I'll do my best. So, we'll mount up, adjust the headlight to point about where we want it to, and tighten it up. Okay, we'll just take a little ride. So you can see the kind of unique shape of the beam due to the, just I guess the baffles around the head, the shape, the kind of shark mouth around the emitter and the reflector. You can see how at the bottom and top of the beam it's just kind of cut off a little bit. Got a pretty good beam pattern for a trail like this. Here we'll go off trail a little bit. I believe there's a trail that goes to the woods back here. We'll look for it. And bear with me, I've been on this trail once about a year ago, but I believe I found the entrance here. Alright, my main goal with the light is to see if it allows me to avoid any obstacles or wild animals or poison ivy or anything else that might, you might want to avoid when going through a trail like this at night. Again, I like the beam pattern. I like how it does have a hot spot. It's got decent throw far out ahead of me, but it's got some spill as well. I do wish it had a little bit more spill, so it had kind of a wider beam angle overall. It would be ideal, but this is pretty good compared to a lot of bike lights that I've tried. The tint is fairly cool. I would say it's just barely on the cool side of a neutral tint, but it's not so cool. I'm having any trouble distinguishing colors or anything. I can tell the grass and the mud and the trees apart all pretty well. It's all the colors that I really need at the moment. Here I'm at a wider spot and you can see a little bit how it's behaving. I feel like I get plenty of light out ahead of me. It seems like maybe it's just the angle of the trail has changed, but it seems that the flashlight has a tendency to kind of ride up a little bit on the bumps. Maybe I just need to tighten it more. Now see, times like that is when I wish it was a little bit more spill. For sharp turns like that, I could have seen around the turn a little easier. If I knew I was going to be going on a trail with some sharp turns, I'd want to bring a second light or something with a little bit more flood. But if you know your trail is fairly straight, or if it's going to be at least partially lit, then this would be fine on its own. Alright, and here we've reached the end of the trail, it seems like, so here we are.
out in a big open field. Not sure how much you'll be able to see of the open field here. It's not a lot of target to look at. There's a large tree in front of me. I can make it out really well with the flashlight and my eyes. We'll see in the processing how well you can see it by the time I get done with the video. Unfortunately, the trail just kind of leaves you out in this bumpy field. So I apologize for the shakiness of the camera. YouTube has a feature that I'm sure they think is extremely helpful and kind of them, offering to stabilize shaky videos. And they always think my videos are shaky, so this time I might use their feature. Alright, here we are, back on the main path. Alright. As I said, the beam tends to ride up a little bit. Flashlight kind of tilts back. Not too bad. I found if you take a little bit of an old inner tube, you can wrap it around your handlebars, and then attach your flashlight mount to it. And it really tightens things up, gives a lot more traction. So I'll do that, and I'm sure this will work just fine, even over big bumps. So I'm impressed with the way it performed overall. No problem going over some of the bumps. Like I said, it rode up a little bit, but that's simple to fix. The only thing, a drawback would be we should have had a little bit more spill. So, this has been the Shark 500 by Cycletorch. And appreciate you stopping by Review the Light. If you haven't yet, make sure you click the link in the bottom right to subscribe to my channel. The one on the top left to follow me on Facebook, keep up to date with all the latest reviews. And if you have any more questions about the details of the Shark 500, I'll be putting the link to the full review in the description. So thanks, have a good night.